You know the world has taken a delightful turn when Jungkook is trending not just for breaking music records but also because a horse named after him wins a championship. That's right, a literal racehorse called Jungkook galloped into the spotlight, claiming victory in the PHILRACOM Silver Cup in the Philippines. Meanwhile, the actual Jungkook is making history of his own. His solo debut album, Golden, has climbed to become the fifth best-selling K-pop album of the decade. It's not just a win, it's a cultural moment. From the Spotify charts to the racetrack, anything bearing the name, Jungkook, seems destined for success. Golden wasn't just a debut, it was a declaration. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, stepped out on his own and redefined what it means to go solo in the K-pop world. With little promotional push and zero gimmicks, the album still took over global conversations and playlists. This wasn't a manufactured trend, it was an organic explosion of impact. In an industry built on curation and spectacle, Jungkook's quiet authenticity felt revolutionary. The album didn't scream for attention. It didn't need to. It simply landed, and it resonated hard. What makes Golden such a landmark release isn't just the numbers, although they're staggering. The album passed 3 billion streams on Spotify in under 5 months, the fastest any Asian soloist has ever reached that milestone. It surpassed BLACKPINK's Born Pink in equivalent sales, becoming the most successful K-pop solo album in this generation and among the top 5 K-pop albums of the entire decade. But more than that, Golden has staying power. These aren't casual streams. People aren't just sampling tracks, they're living with them. From 7 to Standing Next to You, each song feels engineered not for momentary virality, but for long-term presence. These are the kinds of tracks that become the soundtracks to people's lives, not just their social feeds. And it's all been so refreshingly real. Jungkook didn't rely on an army of influencers or an overworked media blitz. The fans showed up because the music deserved it. The promotion didn't pull people in, the quality did. In a world of filters and fabricated buzz, that kind of genuine connection is rare. When Golden beat Born Pink, timelines erupted. Shock, pride, and a healthy dose of "we told you so" swept across ARMY Twitter. It wasn't just a win, it was validation. A reminder that talent, when nurtured and allowed to shine, doesn't need theatrics. Just when the fanbase thought they'd caught their breath, the universe served up a bizarre encore, a horse named Jungkook winning a major race. On July 30th, in the Philippines, the racehorse Jungkook clocked in at 1 minute 50 seconds and 8 milliseconds over 1,800 meters and took home the Silver Cup. Trained by R.E. Mongaya and ridden by jockey Mark Angelo Alvarez, the horse sped past competitors like Easy Does It and Batang Manda, sending the name Jungkook trending all over again, this time with 4 legs and a saddle. The reaction? Absolute chaos, in the best way. Fans were both stunned and entertained. One tweet read, "Am I supposed to stand this Jungkook too?" Another featured a meme of Jungkook riding his horse counterpart while holding a Grammy. It wasn't just a social media moment, it became a full-blown digital festival. Twitter transformed into a comedy club and a fan shrine simultaneously. Even people outside the K-pop bubble found themselves inexplicably invested in horse racing. "Why do I care so much about this horse?" asked one confused user. Another replied, "Because you've been Jungkooked." The surreal overlap between pop stardom and equestrian sports spoke volumes, not just about fandom but about branding, even if unintentional. Because the truth is, the name, Jungkook, has taken on a life of its own. Music? Check. Fashion? Absolutely. Horse racing? Apparently, yes. It's not just a coincidence anymore, it's a pattern. The name carries a kind of energy. Attach it to anything, and somehow, it turns to gold. Stick it on a horse, and the horse wins. That's the Jungkook effect. And that effect is no longer limited to music charts. It's woven into pop culture folklore. It's spiritual. Fans joke that the universe is part of ARMY, that every new timeline or multiverse seems to include Jungkook claiming some kind of W. The synchronicity of the album milestone and the horse's victory happening in the same week felt too cinematic to be random. It felt scripted by fate. Like the universe itself had a fan cam queued up, ready to drop. Social media took the moment and ran with it. TikTok, Instagram, even Filipino news outlets covered the race as if it were a royal event. There were horse edits set to Jungkook's songs, fan-made race recaps scored with "Standing Next to You," and hilarious posts about organizing a meet and greet for the horse. The absurdity only made it more iconic. This wasn't just funny, it was a showcase of fandom culture at its most creative and passionate. Jungkook wasn't even involved, yet the story became a tribute to his influence. Because when a horse named after you wins a race and people around the world cheer like you just dropped a new single, that's not coincidence. That's legacy. The horse, of course, had no idea what it walked into. It just wanted oats. But its victory was more than a random win, it was a reflection of Jungkook's wider impact. He didn't ask for the spotlight. He didn't orchestrate the chaos. He earned the moment through years of consistent excellence, relentless growth, and unapologetic authenticity. And now, even without lifting a finger, the world seems to keep finding new ways to honor that. That's what makes this era of Jungkook so special. He isn't loud. He doesn't chase the spotlight. But somehow, the spotlight keeps chasing him. It's a quiet power that feels revolutionary in an age where noise often wins. He doesn't need controversy or drama to dominate the headlines. He just needs to be Jungkook. And apparently, even horses carrying that name are destined to trend. Imagine being so iconic that a horse named after you goes viral at the same time your album is outperforming some of the biggest names in K-pop history. That's not a promotional campaign. That's myth-making. And we're lucky enough to watch it unfold live. When Golden overtook Born Pink, it didn't feel like a battle. It felt like an evolution. A natural passing of the torch. No one had to lose for Jungkook to win. His rise wasn't competitive, it was cosmic. What he's doing isn't just about solo stardom. It's about setting a new standard. Golden became a blueprint for what male soloists could achieve without leaving behind their roots. Jungkook didn't abandon his identity as a BTS member, he expanded it. He deepened it. He proved that you can carry legacy forward while also crafting something distinctly your own. He's not just entering the solo game, he's changing it. And the horse, it became part of the story. A hilarious, poetic, perfectly random addition to a year that already felt like it belonged in a documentary. If someone makes a film 5 years from now about Jungkook's ripple effect in the 2020s, that horse better get its own chapter. Because in this chapter of cultural history, no detail feels too absurd to be true. The funny thing is, none of this feels orchestrated. That's the magic. Jungkook doesn't have to push his way into the conversation naturally bends around him. And it's not just fans who notice. His name has become a shorthand for quality, for presence, for excellence. Say, Jungkook, in any room, any country, any context, and someone's going to react. That's not standard fame. That's something else. That's resonance. You start to wonder what's next. A constellation named after him. A brand of headphones. A new color. Honestly, at this point, anything seems possible. The momentum surrounding Jungkook isn't just hype, it's cultivated, consistent, and contagious. Wherever he goes, wins seem to follow. And when he's not going anywhere, the wins come find him anyway. That's the Jungkook effect. He's not chasing the moment. The moment is chasing him. Whether he's recording in a studio, boxing at the gym, or unknowingly trending through a racehorse on another continent, his name rides in gold. So, let's wrap this up with one question. If a horse can stand Jungkook and take home the Silver Cup, what's stopping you? Have you streamed Golden today? Have you shared this delightfully strange, totally iconic story with your timeline? Because whether it's an album, a meme, or a thoroughbred sprinting past the competition, one thing's for sure, if Jungkook's name is on it, the world is watching. And most likely, it's winning. This is what modern mythology looks like. And we're lucky enough to witness it in real time.